Yeah. Oh my God, my dick is so fat and so thick. It's so full of energy and life and love and sperm and jism and boo boos. That's right. Coming all over you. That's right. Here we are. We are totally oozing into your eardrums tonight. It's the Two Penny Podcast, and we are joined by none other than a good friend of ours, and you will get to know him. It is the Drunken Bandit, and as always, my boy Coward Stern. Mr. Mike is back from his travels. Good to see you both. What's going on, boys?
Hey, so let me get this straight.
Living
You're
life.
saying that your dick was full of sperm, not your balls?
Yeah, actually, it had already traveled into my dick. My dick is big enough where I can hold it in there and then squirt it out when I want to.
Are you like pinching the end like to fully fill it or
No, I'm just kind of like pushing back on the balls a little bit,
oh,
Preloaded, or you just finished a load?
preloaded. Yeah, just doing that.
Just
So,
a little
Mike,
excess.
yeah. So, Mike, you were up in Broken Bow.
yeah, Broken Bow, Oklahoma's.
How was that?
It was cool. For those who don't know, which anybody probably not from Oklahoma or North Texas, it's kind of as close to the woods as you can get from DFW area. So we drove out there about 4 hours, and it's just full of crazy nice cabins. And it was really cold when we were there, so we didn't do a whole lot of outdoor activities, which is unfortunate. But it was nice to just get away for a weekend and sit in the hot tub and watch football by the fireplace and all that. It was good.
Bandit, you live in Oklahoma. You ever been there?
I've been through there. Never been to that exact location, but I've been through there.
You got to take the wifey up there and do play a little touch ass,
Some
Yeah.
canoodling.
some canoodling. Nice. Well, Mike, I didn't know if you
Yeah,
wanted
there's a
to
lot
address it, but
of drugs down there in southeast Oklahoma.
a lot of drugs. Wow. Well, um, so Mike, you weren't here last week. It was me and the Kev that did it, but I wanted you, if you wanted to address St. Joe, because he said our episode sucked.
Yeah, I mean, I guess to each his own, but sometimes when I don't have anything nice to say, I just don't say nothing at all.
There you go, St. Joe. You know, Mister Catholic. You should
Turn
just
the other cheek.
turn the other cheek, and God gave you
Take it
two
take
ears
it
for a
from
reason.
Father McKinney.
Father Kenny. So, for those of you that wonder why we have the surprise guest, it's his first time on a podcast. He does have a YouTube channel, but first time on a podcast, especially with us. And it says Drunken Bandit because, well, if he wants to give his name, he can give his name, but I'm not going to give his name. So we're just going to call him Bandit. But so Bandit, hold up your fingers to that screen. Let's check how many fingers you got. Let's check your phalanges.
That one's it's all there.
Uh,
It's a little short.
I don't think it's all there, baby. That's like when she asks us, "You all the way in?" You're like, "I am," but you're not. Um,
That's not the pleasure pusher anymore.
yeah. So, I mean, Bandit's not the only guy I know that's killed somebody, but he's the only guy I know that's killed somebody with 9 fingers. Well,
While
not
having
nine
9 fingers.
9.75.
Yeah.
I mean, so how did you lose your index finger?
Well, I was going down to my dad's house. He's gonna help me work on my Jeep a little bit, and I was putting the new axles under the Jeep, and I was unloading it with an engine hoist, and I was folding down the legs, and I knew I shouldn't have done it. I stuck my finger in one of the little holes that the pin goes into, and the other leg fell down, and it
Little
rotated
holes.
the whole assembly, and it just chopped it clean off.
Did you feel anything at all like when it happened?
No, I was surprised. Like I was expecting it to hurt like a lot for the
Yeah.
amount of blood that was there and raw meat hanging out.
Yeah.
But it was just I looked at it and I was like, this isn't good. I need to go to the hospital.
This can't be good.
Hey,
I
what's wrong
grabbed a
with my
greasy shop
finger?
rag and wrapped it around it and took off.
And they didn't even put stitches in it or anything, right?
Didn't put stitches. They put a glorified band-aid on it and said, you don't even need pain pills, just go home. So
God,
they sent me
dang.
home.
They gave him some pool chalk to rub on the end of it too.
Pretty much.
It's too. Is it stumpy enough where it can be a weapon where you can poke it on people? Boom.
I haven't tried. It's possible.
Yeah, I
I
mean, I
thought
knew
about making some kind of attachment, maybe a miniature chainsaw attachment.
Yeah.
I like that. I knew it when I was in high school. We had a shop teacher. No shit, this motherfucker chopped off a real good shop teacher. He cut off all of his fingers from the knuckle all of them.
Jesus.
So he had like these fucking knuckle stumps, baby. These things were fucking like they were weapons. He'd walk around in class, and if you were talking, he'd rap you on the fucking head, bam. And those, those were weapons. That fucking hurt. So, I mean, has it hindered anything? Maybe picking boogers.
Yeah, you got to use a different finger picking boogers now. I haven't let the nail grow out quite as long yet,
Okay.
but I'm sure I could get back to it one of these days.
All right. That's. I mean, hey, it's important.
Yeah,
be
the
able to-
wife, her dad, I guess, lost his fingers at some point in his life. He lost like 4 fingers, all random links and random fingers. And she's like, "Oh,
Damn.
this is a sign. You're just like my dad." Like, no,
No, baby.
I hope not.
Oh my
He's extra
God.
clumsy. I just did it once.
So, Bandit is also a truck driver. Is it over
Over
the road
the
or
road.
over the road trucker?
Over the road. Yeah.
What does that mean exactly
you're
versus like
driving over
under the road or on the road?
Yeah.
And what does that mean?
It basically just means you're out for more than a day. You're over the road long term.
Long haul.
Yeah, long hauls, long distance, whatever they need
What's the
instead of just locally.
furthest trip? You're in Oklahoma, so I'm assuming your company's based out of Oklahoma. But how far?
Yeah.
Like, what's the farthest you've driven from Oklahoma in the country?
I went to Edmonton, Alberta, which is about 2,000 miles one way. And then I went from, in one trip, I went from Tulsa to Santa Clarita, California, and then out to Muncie, Pennsylvania, all in one shot.
Oh, geez.
That was a long trip. 7 days.
It's about as far as you get.
That's about, almost coast to coast.
What is so there? What the rules is? How long can you drive in a day? 8 hours before you have to break?
11 hours.
So you
Legally.
get 11 hours, and you got to break for how long?
How about illegally?
10 hours.
And so you get 11 to 10 is your ratio. And what's the longest you've ever driven?
Ooh, I drove.
Yeah.
Remember,
I drove
you're
50
anonymous right now.
hours. I drove 50 hours nonstop one time.
50?
Yeah, 50 hours from Oberlin, Kansas to Tulsa, Edmonton, Alberta, and then back to Powell, Wyoming. 50 hours.
How much no-dos did you take during that period?
Yeah.
Not a bit, but I drank probably 11 cans of Monster.
I mean,
31 cans is what it takes to kill you. I Googled it.
So my question is this: did you doctor your books, or you didn't worry about them, or you were just going to take the ticket?
Once you get that far in, it doesn't really matter. You can back them up for a week, and you can. I got so good at avoiding scales and knowing where the troopers are. You just once you get into Canada, you're pretty much clear. They aren't going to bother you.
God. Are there laws the same with traffic? As far
I think
as
theirs are more strict.
Oh wow, damn.
Yeah.
That's 50 hours. I've never
Yeah,
stayed up that late or long.
That's a record for me. In the last 40 miles, I don't remember. I remember having to make a U-turn somewhere north of Powell, but I was about 40 miles out from there.
So I got a question about the scales. So you always see them entering and leaving states, but I'd say like 90% of the time it seems like they're all closed.
Oh yeah, they're definitely understaffed. That's
So that
the
just
major
means
issue
like
right now.
keep on driving, like don't worry about it.
Yeah, and I've got something called a pre-pass that will, if you pull into or if you're coming up to a scale and the light turns green, you can just keep on going. And I'd say 90% of the ones that are open have that turned on where it just turns green. It's not very often you got to pull in, unless you come to Oklahoma, then it's like every time.
God, that's a lot of driving. What's the worst place you think you have to go? Where's like the worst place to drive in the country?
California's pretty bad. They got rules. If you're pulling a trailer, you can't go over 55 miles an hour on the highway. Other than that, I think like Illinois and Indiana probably have the worst roads.
Yeah. Colorado's got nice roads.
Colorado's got nice roads for having such bad snowfall and ice and snowplows everywhere. Their roads are pretty good.
Yeah. I don't know. I've been from Texas to New Jersey. I've driven that. I've driven from Colorado to Texas a bunch, but and from California to Colorado and Vegas. And stuff,
Wyoming and Montana are pretty good. They got like an 80-mile-an-hour speed limit, so that's pretty nice.
You're going 100.
Yeah, I wish.
That's
It's a big rig.
I had up
That's
to 105 one time fully loaded, so but I don't do that very often.
He's going down a mountain.
Have you ever oh, he just lost his microphone. Something came unplugged. That's all right. He'll get it back in a second. Or his internet connection. Who knows what happened? But when he gets back, I'm going to ask him a question. Who knows what happens to Bandit when he just goes off somewhere? But yeah, I have you ever those runaway ramps, runaway truck ramps?
Oh yeah, yeah. You see those a lot in the mountains.
I've seen a truck in there once. I've never seen a truck go into one. I'm sure there's YouTube videos of it, but you know,
I've heard it's like a ton of money. Like it's a huge fine if you have to use it.
yeah, I heard it is too. Oh, excuse me, I'm yawning. Battery died. Coming back shortly. Bandit says.
BRB.
BRB, baby. When he gets back, we'll ask him about it. So yeah, thanks. A big shout out to Mr. The Keb for joining us last week. I appreciate that. Filling in for the mic. And
yeah, it was a good episode. I
was.
enjoyed listening to it.
I actually did enjoy it. It was fun. And I would say that we're no longer doing music on our podcast thanks to St. Joe. He discouraged us so much that we've decided that music shall no longer be a part of the Two Penny Podcast.
Rip. Yeah, we have retired the music.
Rip anything other than just us talking. Nothing. We're not doing anything. Drunken Bandit's browser preventing recording. Ask Bandit to refresh his page. All right. Refresh the page, Bandit. I guess he had to get a charger or whatever. Anyway, it's a sad day. Rest in peace, music, and any segments that we might have done. Rest in peace.
Yeah, it's all gone.
It's over, thanks to St. Joe. And as soon as he gets back, I'll finish asking him some questions. I mean, he's a very interesting guy, in my opinion, and I want to get him wonder. So who knows if he comes back or not? He might
not figure it out.
He might not figure it out. We'll see.
Are we live right now?
Yeah, we're live. What are you talking about?
Just curious.
Oh, we're live on the YouTube. Yeah, we're live. And if you look at the stream, oh God, now I'm sneezing and everything. I'm dying. What the hell's going on? Anyway, I don't know. I think on YouTube, I think he's still showing there. Maybe, I don't know.
No,
I can't tell. Anyway, I'm sure people are enjoying listening to this. So while he figures that out, we will jump into something real quick that I was going to ask about. Have you seen the ad on TV for alopecia? People that have alopecia.
I don't think I've seen an ad, but I know.
Do you know what that is?
What alopecia is? Yeah.
It's the
losing your hair, like you're allergic to your hair, basically.
Yes, your body's your hair follicles or something, or I don't know what it is, but I see the ad on TV, and the first thing I'm thinking about, do you think people with this disease are actually waiting for I mean, do you need to put an ad out there? Is there that many people that have this?
Not that I'm aware of.
I've never met, I lie. I know one person that must have this. Like, she did not announce it to us. She worked for us. But I mean, her hair, like she was missing hair and like just all over. Like her hair. And so, I mean, I'm assuming that she had this. And I know what they say about assumptions, but
I know one person with it, but yeah, that's pretty much it.
I mean, is there that many people I mean, I feel like they should do more commercials about people with Down syndrome or something cool, not alopecia.
Well, the problem is I don't think there's any medication for Down syndrome.
Oh, there's all kinds of medications for them.
Like what?
I don't know. I've never had to take any, so I don't know.
What's it gonna reverse it?
I could ask Shane Gillis, whatever his name is.
That's awesome.
He is awesome. I mean, it's awesome to have it. So, I hope Bandit comes back, but in case he doesn't, I was just saying. I mean, I've seen a bunch of ads. Like when you see I remember the first time I started seeing advertisements for erectile dysfunction,
Yeah.
ED, and I was like, "Damn, why are they putting this on
This
TV?"
this is Bob.
This is Bob.
Hey, Bob.
Hey, Bob, your wiener don't work. You need some help getting that wiener up? You need a
What was that
stick?
company? They got in huge trouble because basically it's all bullshit.
Oh, really? So they weren't like selling Viagra or Cialis. They were selling like fake dick stander uppers.
Let's see. What was that company?
I don't know. But yeah, I don't know. I can't remember all the ED commercials.
Well, like anytime you'd be watching E or MTV, like late at night, like that commercial would come on 10 million times.
Really?
Let's see.
I did not know that. Yeah, try to find that information out.
Let's see.
And do they make? I mean, they do they make? I mean, they got to make some libido medicine for women too, don't they? Maybe.
I don't know. I would think so. I don't know. You see all kinds of stuff for guys, like those freaking crazy looking platinum looking pills at the gas stations.
All them diamonds, baby. Like Shannon Sharp's always talking about them diamonds.
Yeah.
I don't know what those diamonds are, but Shannon Sharp talks about using them all the time. Apparently, it just it turns you into super cock. I didn't realize. I thought it was just for people like if you had a problem getting a hard on, it helped you get a hard on. But apparently, some of them turn you into super dick. Like you're harder, longer, faster, stronger. And
yeah, that's what they claim for sure.
I would be scared. I mean, I would. I think the bandit is rejoining the episode here.
We found him just in time to give some input on this.
Yeah,
it might have been Cialis. I can't remember.
Cialis is still big, dude. I mean, come on, bandit, you can do it. Oh, we're not able to disclose this camera and mic. Heads up, he's experiencing connectivity issues. Yeah, what should I do? He says. I don't know. But maybe you could text him. I don't know. I don't know what to tell him. It just says experiencing connectivity issues. He needs to refresh and re-enter the studio. So tell him to back out all the way, refresh his website, and re-enter. But I don't know. I just don't feel like some of the stuff people need to talk about. Like I understand if people were like when they were talking about let's say the COVID vaccines, which I know is a very big thing. People don't take them, won't take them, do not take them, whatever. But at the time when people were real sick, and I guess they were, I understood when people were talking about that. There was only 3 of them that were out there. Now there's all kinds of medicines to prevent, or if you get it, to help it last or not be as strong or something.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I'd be interested to see if bandits ever popped anyone. Have you ever popped a Viagra?
No, I have not.
The war on ivermectin. Ivermectin. Hold on. Keep that back up there. I want to read that. Ivermectin. The medicine that saved millions and could have ended the pandemic. So that's obviously a book your wife has never read.
That's what she's reading.
She doesn't believe in medicine, so.
Well, she doesn't believe in government intervention.
She doesn't believe in anything.
I would say.
I think she believes in your penis to make her pregnant, and that's about it.
Basically, she believes if the government tells you it's bad, that means it's probably good. And if they tell you it's good, that probably means it's bad.
Oh, so it's reverse it day. Oh my God, she lives in a reverse world. That's just weird, dude.
Ivermectin's the medicine that they were grilling Trump on as horse dewormer.
That he was taking?
That he took and
still got COVID?
No, he said it when he got COVID, he took it, I believe, to get rid of it.
Oh, that's probably true. That's probably what he did. That sucks. Rip Bandit in his first episode.
He's doing great so far.
12 minutes.
This is going to be great to edit.
He lasted for 12 minutes. I'm not going to edit. I'm just going to leave it in there. I mean, shit. He might join us. Here he comes. Here he comes. He's going to come. He's going to come hard. Come, Bandit. Bandit, come. Just come,
You
baby.
can do it.
Just come. Just come
I'm
for me.
here.
Yes.
I hear him. We're waiting. Well, I don't even care if I get a video feed. I hope I do, but can you hear us, Bandit, from off in the distance? No.
No, we cannot. Oh no.
The connection is so bad for some reason.
Oh, we can hear you though.
We can hear you though. Yeah. I don't know. So that'll be fun. He'll just randomly pitch in
He's
every
probably
time.
just gonna have to take it in the house. He might be too far away from his.
It might be.
Wi-Fi.
Yeah. Who knows? I don't know. But
Having issues communicating with our servers.
oh, I don't know. But I mean, can you hear us all right, Bandit? That answer is no. So anyway,
Probably.
yeah, that was fun. So
I think he's responding to my text. I said you're too far away from the Wi-Fi.
it could be. So well, I hope the reverse world. I know if a couple.
I can hear you.
You can hear
Kind
us.
of coming in and out a little bit.
Well, you're about a minute behind. I like that. That will be fun to edit. You know what I'm going to do is until he joins regular, I'm just going to turn his. Oh, that's your mic. I'll leave your mic on.
I appreciate that.
If he comes back, we'll see what happens. Anyway. Yeah, the reverse world stuff. I know people like that. They're like, oh, if the government says do it, you better not fucking do it. All the while, I bet she pays them motherfucking taxes.
Yeah, I'm pretty slow on paying taxes. But I do file my extension according to protocol.
Yeah. So whatever.
Whatever, guys.
I mean, we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens with that girl. We'll see.
I think she'll be fine.
Lord, I hope she never needs modern medicine.
I mean,
nothing.
Depending on the situation. Like when we had the flu, she took some of my medicine.
Of course,
because
she did.
it felt like we got hit.
Of course she did, because that's okay.
It felt like we got hit by a fucking semi truck.
Well, I know Amber doesn't listen to this podcast, so Amber, you're dumb. In my opinion. And she's mean. She's a fucking bully.
I think everybody's wives are bullies.
I haven't talked to her since she bullied me that one day. No, that's not true. She sent me pictures of missing tooth, so I said thanks. But have you ever popped a pilly willy? You ever popped a little diamond, a little purple blue pill or anything to make that wiener get Superman?
I've not. I did have a friend in high school that did it once, though. I can't remember if he did it like at school. I think he did, if I remember correctly.
Walking around with that thing on hard.
Yeah, I think it was a rough day for him at school.
That sounds like a rough day for me. Shit. Yeah, that'd be bad. That would be tough. Anyway, I want to try one. I think
you should. I mean, if you want to.
Yeah,
you don't have any heart conditions, right?
Not yet. I'm hoping to get one soon. So I saw this thing on TV, and I don't know if it was a thing that was brought up on a podcast or radio or something. Apparently, this girl and her mom have a pretty open relationship. Well, the girl found.
I found it. It was Enzyte.
Enzyte. ENZYTE. I remember it.
And it was, I found a GQ article, "The Rise and Fall of the Cincinnati Boner King."
That's awesome. The Boner King. I love that. I love that for me. The Boner King.
You wish that was your title.
I do. I'm ready to change my name. The Boner King.
Well, it can be you because this guy's in prison for all kinds of stuff.
Oh man, selling them. What was he selling? Chiclets, Skittles?
No, I think they were just making claims about the ingredients and stuff that weren't true, and then like signing people up for like subscription services basically, and then making it damn near impossible to cancel.
Gotcha.
And yeah, just essentially running a crazy scheme to take everybody's money.
Well, we've got the bandit trying to join again. It's not looking too good.
Knock, knock, knock.
Oh
Hey!
shit! There you. Did you figure something out here, Junior?
Is it working now?
Yeah.
Yeah, your connection sucks, but you're there.
There's still a delay. Yep, connection. It says 0%. So
0% connection.
No, that's probably his 0% uploaded because
Yeah,
he just
probably.
joined in.
Oh, but I think it's working better now for you.
yeah, that's it.
All right. Just make sure you get close to that mic. But I was going to ask you, have you ever? I know you didn't take any pills when you were driving. Have you ever taken a little diamond, a little Viagra, a little Hims, a little something to make that boner a little Superman?
No, that all.
Well, the audio quality is pretty bad here because it's so delayed. Do you have it? You're running on Wi-Fi,
Yeah.
obviously. What kind of Wi-Fi connection are you getting? Strong?
It's a full service.
You remember when he tried to play video games when he was trucking
on his truck when he's driving 80 miles an hour down the road?
by connecting to like a road
That was a
stop
little
Wi-Fi
different.
from the parking lot?
Yes.
It's kind of like that.
Yeah, we're this could be could be fun. We'll see how this goes. I used to have to mess with mics like this, so it'll be interesting to see how cray it is. But the video looks pretty good.
Yeah, me and computers don't exactly get along very well. But it says I got full connection.
All right. Well, hey, we'll just roll with it.
Oh my god, terrible. I think it's because I'm running a battery or a cord at the same time, keeping it plugged in.
No, mine stays plugged in the whole time. So it's all
Well, it's
right.
also it's a computer that they was at the pawn shop for
That's
some
right.
issues.
Him and his wife, they own a pawn shop. So who knows about this computer? It's probably got 85 files of porn running in the background from somebody that turned it in. How many tabs you got open there, Bandit?
Like the prison porn.
Bandit's got 75 tabs open, routing for his next trip, porn, rub and tug hotels, best Burger Kings to hit on I-70.
You're not wrong. They're all closed.
Well, they are, yeah. So anyway, we were kind of talking about wiener drugs, and I never heard. Have you used one? Oh yeah.
He keeps freezing right at the inopportune moment, right when the answer is supposed to
This is
come.
great. Hey, send up a smoke signal from fucking
I've
Oklahoma.
not.
Oh, he has not. Okay. Your browser is preventing
That's
recording.
the only thing coming.
Hey, can you refresh the page you're on? The studio page? Ooh. Anyway, hopefully he refreshes. I don't know. I'm going to. Yeah, because we're not getting anything. Watch the episode's going to come out. It's going to be like all these blank spots.
What is going on here?
I don't know. Ours are working great, but this is kind of like when we play Xbox and PlayStation. Sometimes it's like, what the fuck? I can't hear. Can't hear Mike. Can't hear Bandit. Anyway, so while Bandit's playing around with that, there he goes.
Back to
oh, so this girl Um, and her mom apparently lived in the house. Um, Dad had passed away or whatever. But they were living there, just mom and daughter. Well, I guess they had a good relationship or whatever. Anyway, this sounds disgusting and almost fake to me. But anyway, apparently this girl grabbed one of mom's sex toys, a dildo,
Hmm.
and used it. Um, Apparently it was in a box or something. So it wasn't like plainly marked "don't use" or "used" or whatever. So
Well, why would they?
I don't know. She hammered herself with this dildo or this toy or whatever. And then she has a pretty good relationship with her mom. She says, "Mom, where did you buy that or where did you get that? That toy was amazing. I want to get one, all this stuff." She goes, "Which one?" And she showed her. She goes, "Oh, that's the one I had molded after your dad's dick before he passed."
Mm.
This daughter was hammering herself with their daddy dildo. That's disturbing.
How does that make you feel?
Me, personally, it makes me feel a little bit like grossed out. It's
Even
kind of
though it's not
gross.
real.
Even if it's not real, it's still gross. Bandit, how's it going? Oh, perfect.
You remember in the 90s when you'd watch the news and they'd be like, "Hey, Jerry's out on the East Coast. What's going on out there, Jerry?" And they would just sit there silent for like 10 seconds.
Can you hear me now?
Perfect timing. um, well, at least he's got a nice thumbnail picture. Um, but so I don't know. I thought that sex toy thing was cray.
Yeah, that's pretty gross.
Yeah, um,
Too much what's going on here.
I don't know what's going on.
I think what's
your
going
internet
on
cray
is we're
cray.
gonna try another time with the bandit.
Um, yeah, I don't think Bandits is working very well. Um, yeah, so yeah, we're just not. I mean, go ahead and I don't know how to. I can't remove it, but that's okay. Um,
Yeah,
I was
I
having
don't think people
just
should be sharing sex toys in general.
I
If
agree.
I'm being honest, so
Um,
if you find one, I don't think you should put your dick in it, or vice
um,
versa.
I agree. While I'm doing this, will you text Bandit and tell him just we'll do it. He can join us next week. We'll figure it out after the show or something, or we'll figure it out. We'll
Yeah,
figure it out eventually. Just tell him we'll be off here. We'll be off here in like 15 minutes, and we'll jump back on the war zone because we're gonna play some games tonight, baby. I'm feeling like smoking some little kids, little freaking Timmies, kicking some little Timmy's ass on games. But because I want to make sure we get Bandit's story out there because it's pretty awesome. I want
yeah.
somebody to do a little Lifetime movie about him.
I don't think that'll make the Lifetime, but maybe Spike TV
Yeah,
or I don't know,
we didn't even
VH1.
get to the part of him shooting and killing a guy at a movie theater.
Yeah.
Not one of those mass ones.
Spoiler alert.
So anyway, have you did you hear the news this week about? I know you don't follow golf like I do, but it's kind of been passing around. I might have mentioned it. This Haley transgender woman who has won a college golf tournament playing in a women's uh, golfing tournament.
I
And
haven't heard that, but you can already tell I don't like it.
yeah, so she's got access now to where she's going to she can qualify to play in an LPGA event. And I was talking to Kebra about it, and I guess they're going to talk about it on their show on Wednesday. So you won't hear this till Friday, but we're recording on Monday before this. But I asked Kev to bring it up because I wanted to get their thoughts. Because
Yeah.
I first of all, I don't think it's right because chromosomally, is that the right word? If
Just
it's not,
body
it should
structure.
be. In general, just because you slap some tits on a body does not make it a woman. And grow out the hair and try to sound feminine or anything. That does not make you a woman. I do believe that there probably are some people out there. I don't think it's the inflated numbers that we have in this country right now that might be, and maybe they are really transgender. Maybe they are a woman trapped in a guy's body or vice versa. I mean, it's not that crazy to think that there are people with multiple personalities and bipolar and, stuff like that. So, I mean, but this person played, I mean, I get it. Caitlyn Jenner was, I mean, hell, 50 plus years old when she decided to make that transition.
Sure.
So I don't know if they're just fighting it their whole lives. And I feel bad for people that are suffering with stuff. I'm not taking away from their experience. But in this case, like, I feel like, okay, it's fine. If you want to transition, here comes Bandit. Hey, look, he's inside.
Hey, look here.
Oh, and it's working now. So now you don't have to tell him to go away. You can tell him.
Apparently Adobe Premiere fired up right in the middle of doing all that. Killed the battery.
Oh, well, you sound great and look even better now.
Perfect.
And I'm hoping we hear some some Mexicana señorita stuff.
Where's the tequila?
Where is the pinatas? Bang that pinata. By the way, if you ever get a pinata as a gift, raise your hand.
What?
Yep. Look at us. I got a pinata as a gift for my birthday and Christmas.
Like they didn't just have a pinata, they gifted it to you?
Yeah.
Did you like smash it right there? Or did you like save it?
Smash, baby.
Oh, cool.
Pinatas are fucking rad.
I guess up north that's not a thing.
I don't know. Pinatas are awesome. Anyway, so Bandit, because we didn't get a chance. Have you ever taken a wiener strengthening pill?
I have not.
Do you want to?
You got some?
I do not.
Oh.
But I hear it's pretty easy to get. You can get them at a truck stop, baby. Get one of those little blue diamonds.
I've taken those before. Those don't work.
Oh,
maybe I have something wrong with me. I don't know.
In your travels amongst these lots, have you ever come across a lizard?
Come across a lizard? Yes. And,
so how does this transaction go? Like, I'm not saying you've used one, even though you have. Let's say, are these women actively, are they hanging out by the gas pumps? Are they by the bathrooms and the shower? I mean, where is this transaction happening? Is there a website?
They're trolling the parking lots. They are on the hunt all the time.
Wow.
And I was in Youngstown, Ohio at a big truck stop up there. And this one girl, she comes up to the window. She's like, "Hey, can I use your radio?" And I was like, I don't know if you want to use my radio or not. I don't want you using my radio, basically, is what I'm saying. And
tune in Tokyo.
Yeah, she was definitely not the attractive type at all.
Okay.
Missing some hair and some teeth. And
have you ever come across any that you're like had to think about it? Like, no, or are they all just totally gross?
No, I've never seen one that was worth any kind of investment.
So Mike, apparently, do you remember I don't know what it's called, the Travel Lodge, the Armadillo restaurant, the gas station that was connected to it? Apparently, we had a friend, we'll call her Chris Lava Lava Lava, that worked there that had a relative at the time who was last name Watkins.
Yeah.
That had her and her friend
Schmeiler Schmotkins.
Apparently, I heard they actually were lot servants at that place.
Like she was?
Not Chris Lala, but the other girl. Yeah. They were lot lizards. Real life.
Where's this Travel Lodge at?
Bowie, Texas.
Bowie, Texas.
You probably drive by it all the time.
Bandit's like, oh, okay, I've seen it.
Research.
The Armadillo restaurant's there. But
I don't think I knew her. I just knew.
Now, do these lot lizards, do they just jump in your truck and give you a run right there and they get out, or do they like ride to the next town sucking your cack?
Well, I've come across a couple that just want to go for a ride, across town or right there in the truck,
And what did you guys end up doing?
Nothing.
Oh,
I pushed them away.
You stayed right there. I get it.
I wanted to get them out of or away from my truck as quickly as possible.
You have a sleeper though, don't you?
Yes, I do. Double bunk.
What gas stations or truck stops would you say most frequently have the lot lizards? I'm just asking for a friend.
Flying J.
So Flying J is one of the top ones. They've got security at most of them now that run around and kick them out. Damn it. But there's a Petro. Petros are really bad about it.
With like an iron skillet.
Yeah, yeah,
Oh yeah.
yeah.
So
There was
what's
one,
go ahead.
the one in Joplin. There was a lady that said she would polish your chrome for a $20 bill and 2 packs of Reds.
God damn. Boy,
I
I'd
mean,
have
it's
got
not
her
really
twice.
it's not really catchy, but I get where she's going with that.
I'd have got her
Yeah.
twice. What about now? Because they don't allow your kind, do you hate boozies?
Yes, very much so.
Um, I
Very much.
understand why they do it. I really do.
Yeah,
I also
it's a
think it's
good thing they do though.
kind of sucks, but I because there's no way they could keep the bathrooms as clean as they do if they had truckers coming in there.
Or the parking lot, because
Or
they,
the
they just they
yeah, because the
just
parking lot
a
is
lot
clean.
of
It's
those guys.
trashed.
Yeah, they shit in plastic bags and throw it out the window in the parking lots.
Yeah, yeah. I'm not kidding. I heard of a dude that actually did cut out his seat in his truck so that he could shit driving. Not a joke.
Yep.
I heard he had the bucket dump under his seat, like he could just lift up the cushion,
Mm-hmm.
take a shit in his seat while driving. I'm like, God damn, how could you drive and shit?
My
I mean,
mechanic was telling me that they will pull the shifter out of the floor and the boot and shit right on top of the transmission. And when they break down, they just roll it right into the shop and say, "Fix my transmission," and the mechanic's got to deal with all of it.
I think there's some shit on it.
Yeah.
there's something shit wrong with this thing. God damn. So before we lose you again to the Mexican cartel that you live with, um, tell me a little bit about how you killed a man in Oklahoma.
Well, he looked at me wrong. He
Yeah.
got all cross-eyed with me.
Yeah.
Sent a couple of rounds his way, and
He ate him.
yeah.
Wait, did you center mass this dude or did you headshot him or do you know? I know they
I do
gave you a
know.
count. They gave you a count.
Yeah, I
right?
think it was like eight shots fired, 8 made contact, which is
God,
way better than my
that's
way
better than your
my Call of
Warzone
Duty
stats.
record. Yeah, way better than Warzone.
His KD in real life is 1.0.
So anyways, for people that don't think that he's just a straight up killer, although he is, he'll knife you too. It won't hit you with it, but he'll throw one at you. And they so him and his wife were, and tell me if I'm wrong. If I say something wrong, go ahead and tell me. But I'm giving general stuff here. Him and his wife went to a movie theater to watch a movie. You guys were walking into the theater. Apparently somebody came up to try to accost you or rob you or something.
Yeah. So the
go ahead.
guy, there was 3 of them in total, but only 2 of them got out of the car and came up behind us. So we were walking in a narrow alley between the theater and a motel, and this guy came up behind us and started just yelling, "Give me everything! Give me everything!" I'm like, what do you say? He's like, "I'm robbing you. Give me everything." And I turned around to face away from him, and I saw that he had a gun.
Yeah.
And I thought, I'm like, well, I'm gonna look around for a cop, So I turned and face away from him, and I didn't see a cop. So my main focus was getting my handgun out of my holster, which was in my appendix position.
Yeah.
And once I got it out of there, I knew I had the guy. So I flipped 180 and started blasting.
Now, did you go to your knees or did you just like tack stance it? What'd you do? Did you drop prone?
No, I just old, I can't remember what they call it. Just it's like a standard facing position. I was facing right toward him, and I fired the first
fling
3
one
shots.
arm out to the side and
right.
Did you ever sideways?
No, he did. He had his gun sideways, all gangster style.
Did he pull the trigger at all?
He never fired the gun, which was, I think, because it wasn't his gun. The woman that stayed behind, the getaway driver, it was her gun.
Okay.
So she gave him the gun. I don't think he knew how to use it. It was pink, and
so you let it loose. Now, where did you push your wife out of the way or forward, or did you tell her to run?
No, I didn't waste time. I turned and started shooting. She was on the ground. She fell to the ground. She was pretty scared.
Yeah.
And I fired the first 3 shots and he never moved. Like he was still pointing the gun at me. And all I could think is, it's dark. I missed. Great. I'm going to fire 2 more at him. So I fired 2 more times. Dude falls to the ground, still has his gun in one hand and his phone in the other hand, I guess. And he falls on his back and starts to turn, and he's got the gun and it's coming around again with the gun, pointing it at me again. So I put 3 more shots at him, and at that point, he
It was done.
shits his pants, drops the gun, drops his phone, and gets up and runs.
What?
Yeah, I thought I scared the shit out of him.
Who was
to
he,
be
50
honest.
Cent? This motherfucker got rattled 8 times and got up and shits his pants.
Yeah,
Been shot 8 times. He's doo-dooed, and he's running.
yeah. I thought I missed him. I thought I just scared him to death.
How did he fall down eventually before he got back to the runaway
He
car?
ran about 20 yards before he finally.
This is a
went
motherfucking
down.
superhero.
Yeah, this guy was. We thought he was on some kind of drugs or something, but he was clean.
So he ran 20 yards. Now, you said there was 3 people. Was there another dude or another female outside the car with him?
Yeah, so the first guy, the other guy, he was, after the first 3 shots, he turned and ran. So, and as I was shooting the other guy the first 3 times, I was looking at the other guy, hoping he didn't make the mistake of pulling his hands out of his pockets or whatever to try and pull another gun or whatever. But he just turned and ran, and I immediately called the cops.
Okay. So how many rounds did you have in your gun?
I carry 17 per magazine.
So you had 18.
And how many magazines do you carry?
I carry a spare magazine. Absolutely.
So you had 18 on you and ready to go, and you had a spare mag.
I left the spare mag in the car that day.
So you had 18, so you had 13 left. No, I'm sorry. You had 10 left if you needed to get
10,
after it.
Yeah, 10 left, yeah.
Now he carries 10 mags.
You didn't go chasing after that car because you had put your threat down and you backed off from waiting for the cops, right?
Yeah, no, I didn't pursue. I didn't take a step, towards the guy or toward the other people.
You got to figure there's some cameras around.
Yeah, absolutely. In fact, I mean, it's a movie theater. You'd think they have cameras everywhere.
Yeah.
And the only camera they had that was operational was in the parking lot, facing the parking lot.
Okay, so there was no video footage of this.
I'm kind of skeptical because it seems like it was pretty quick that everybody corroborated their story and they all said, "Oh, that camera wasn't working." I'm like, you don't want John Wick 5 coming out. That's what the problem is.
Yeah. So they cleared you up of this pretty quickly, right? You were cleared of all charges. It was self-defense, obviously.
Yeah. The night of, I got to go home 5 hours later, and then 60 days later, I got my gun back.
I think you were wearing a shirt when this happened too.
I was wearing a Sig Sauer shirt,
which means what?
It is German for "don't fuck around." Fuck around, find out.
Fuck around and find. Well, he found out. So did he die there? They pronounced him dead, or did he die at the hospital?
It took them probably 7 minutes to get on location. Once the police came in and verified that everybody was clear, then the medics came in. But he was already dispersed at that time.
Now, did they release the 911 call?
Not that I know of,
because it's public property.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, I'd love to hear that. Like when you called him, what did you say, if you could remember?
Yeah, let's see. I don't
want to put you in like some PTSD shit, but
back in NAM, when you take a concealed carry class, that's one of the things they teach you is exactly what to say to the dispatcher.
Tell them what you're wearing and what you did.
Yeah, exactly. And the first thing you say is, "There's been a violent shooting at so-and-so theater. There was so many perps, and I fired and defended myself. One guy is down, the other guy ran." And then she started asking me questions like, "What are you wearing? What is he wearing? What did the other guy wear? And are you safe?" and stuff like that. So
yep. And how long was it till the cops got there?
I mean, it was pretty quick, 7 or 8 minutes. I mean,
did it feel longer? Were you like freaking out? Were you sitting there ready to like get after it again?
I never even holstered the gun. I was ready to rock and roll.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'd have been like, "Let's go, motherfucker."
And the crazy thing was, I misdialed 911 5 times. You would not think you could misdial 911, but you absolutely can.
Well, I believe it because you're sitting there, you're paying attention probably with what you're doing. You're looking down range per se.
Your adrenaline's
I was looking down range. I was paying attention to the wife. She was on the ground screaming.
Yeah, your adrenaline's going a million, like Mike was saying. Oh my God. I mean, a couple things. I'd like to hear the 911 call someday. Maybe I'll actually see if I can get that released to us here on the Two Penny.
That'd be pretty
I'll
awesome.
use my
Exclusive.
media credentials.
He might actually listen to that episode if we played it.
Yeah, he should.
Absolutely.
So the cops get there, and obviously now when you hear them coming, now do you move back and do this? Do you put your gun down on the ground? I mean, do you do anything?
So when I see the lights come around the corner, I immediately holstered my gun. I'm not about to unload it and leave it laying on the ground.
Yeah,
you never know what can happen.
Okay.
But I immediately holstered it, and they come out hard charging, ready to rock and roll. They had ARs pointed at me.
Yep, they're saying get on the ground.
Yeah, they were not messing around.
Okay.
And I got my hands in the air. I'm on the phone with the dispatcher. I got my other hand in the air, and I'm just pointing. I'm like, there's the guy over there.
Yeah.
You know, and they're like, oh, you got him. And they got real chill after that. I'm like, yep, there he is.
There he is.
with his little pink handgun.
Yeah.
All shit over him.
He's
Yeah,
a
they
tough
were
guy.
chill, you know. They were very professional. I will say that. Very
Yeah.
professional. And they're
I mean-
100% on the side of self-defense people in Oklahoma.
As they should be, I think. I mean,
Yeah.
you have the right to defend yourself. Jesus, you get robbed at gunpoint, you ought to be able to defend yourself at gunpoint.
Yeah.
I mean, so 5 hours later, I'm assuming they do all the normal stuff. They talk to you and ask
Really?
all
They
the
just-
stuff. And
I can't remember the name of the cop, but she said, don't say a word.
Uh-huh.
Just sit in the back in the cruiser. And they just left me in there for about 4 or 5 hours. And then one guy came up and he's like, I just want to verify your information on your driver's license. And that's what he did. And he got back out and they left me in there.
sitting in
quiet.
the back of a cruiser for that long would suck as big as you are.
Yeah. I wasn't handcuffed or nothing, so that's nice. If I'd been handcuffed, I'd have been pretty uncomfortable.
Now, what they do with your wife at this time?
They talked to her. They went inside the theater and talked to her for a few minutes and then just told her to go on home.
Okay.
Yeah. Actually, I think they brought her down to the station and questioned her there, actually, now that I think about it.
Okay.
Yeah. They brought her in, they questioned her, and then they sent her back. They sent her home.
And then, so they cleared you that night, said, okay, all is well.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think. Mike, how did we find out about this? Did Brandon? No, who told us?
No, I think Bandit sent a message out.
Yeah, the next morning, I posted on Facebook.
Oh, that's right. You did.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the next morning I posted the news story on Facebook because they were still looking for the other two people or the other one guy.
Yeah.
And
Not knowing about the woman.
yeah. And so I just posted that, and then I mean I got blown up the next day.
It's
with
probably
phone calls.
one of those nights when I was sitting there pissed that fucking Bandit wasn't on with us online or something. I'm like, this
Yeah.
motherfucker going to a movie with his wife out there playing Warzone for real.
Living the life.
He probably just got done eating some ice cream too, if I had to guess.
It was 10 o'clock at night, so yeah, probably.
Ice cream and bullets. So I would have to think so. You got after 2 months later, you get your gun back.
Yep.
They call you and say, hey, you can come pick it up. Did they bring it to you, or did you have to go down there and grab it?
I went down to the station and I grabbed it, and I got met by a lot of people. They wanted to shake my hand. They call me the SIG guy now.
Okay, because most of those guys are using Glocks and stuff, right?
Oh, yeah, most of those guys they carry SIGs or Glocks. Yeah.
Okay.
And I actually
And-
wasn't using a Glock. It was a FN 509 is what I was using.
Okay. For those of
Yeah.
you that don't speak gun, it's a totally different firearm.
Yeah, totally
Um,
different brand.
But
And you were okay with them having the gun because you have plenty of others, I assume.
I only own one gun. I'm not going to confirm or deny anything else. So yeah,
get back to him after this show.
but I may have had a friend loan me one in
And
the
that's
meantime.
completely
In the-
legal.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely. As long as the right paperwork is drawn. And,
absolutely.
I'm sure it was. Any other cool stuff like the gun club? Do they have like a drunken bandit day now? Is there
Plaque on the wall.
what day is it? What day was that? It's about a year ago, right?
It was August 23rd, 2021. So it's been a few years ago.
What the fuck?
Almost 3 years, yeah.
Yeah, it moves quick.
That's in the middle of COVID when there wasn't even movies coming out.
Yeah, we hadn't been to a movie in almost a year.
Wow.
So it was right there, when COVID was getting over.
Now, does your wife, when you tell her no, listen a little better now that she's seen you put a man down?
No, but she has talked about going to classes to learn how to shoot a gun.
Okay.
Well, shit, that
And
was
that's a
almost 3
step.
years
That's
ago.
progress. Yeah, well,
Well, you got to think she's probably got a little trauma to that.
for sure. Yeah.
Unfortunately, I mean,
And-
I don't know what I would do if I was
Oh
seeing
yeah.
my loved one have to go through that. And as a man or a husband, you're sitting there, you're like, Jesus, this could have happened. My wife could. I mean, thankfully you're well trained. You do go to classes. It's not like you're just some guy carrying a gun. I mean, Bandit
Yep.
was he's part of a club. He's been trained. He shoots all the time. He's very well versed in firearms. But it's there's a lot of stuff that can go on. I mean, I probably shouldn't be talking about it with you. You're probably going to have to go off and jerk off later or something. I don't know. But
So
anyway,
for those people wondering, did they catch the other people?
oh,
Yeah, the woman that stayed behind the getaway driver completely ratted everybody out. She told the cops everything.
she
So they
folded.
knew who the kid was the next day, and they were just looking for him because he ran off and hid somewhere.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, they found him a day or two later, and then they got. I mean, it was 18 months before they finally went to trial.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah. So it was a.
Now, what
it
did
was a
the other
drawn-out
two people
process.
get?
The woman got 21 years suspended sentence.
Okay.
So she only has to do like 15 in
Yep.
jail, and then she gets out with supervision. And the kid he was 15 at the time. He got 15 years suspended sentence. So he only has to serve 7, and then he can get out on probation, basically.
All right. That's I've always wondered when they have these violent offenders like they are, and they'll be violent offenders and felons for the rest of their lives. When they get out, I think it's horrible that they allow them to stay in the same area. I think that because you fucked up in this area and you still live in the area, they should be like if you have a chomo or whatever they are, child molester
Registered
people.
sex offenders.
Exactly.
Mhm.
They have to know everybody's know. You obviously you will be notified because you were a victim of a violent crime, regardless of whether you defended yourself or not. You were still a victim. You and your wife both.
Yeah.
You will
they
be
basically
notified.
referred to us as witnesses
Okay.
by the time the trial took place.
Yeah.
So
but
I didn't even have to go to the trial or nothing. They just basically just said, "You're just a witness at this point." So
hopefully,
yeah,
and rightfully
I'm keeping
so,
tabs.
I think you should
I'm
be
keeping tabs.
notified
Yeah,
when these people got. And who knows if they have friends or if they're gang members. I mean, there's all kinds of stuff that I would worry about. So it's not oh, you took care of it and it's done. This stuff is scary. So I mean, I obviously I don't envy you or your wife being in that situation, but I mean, I know that you can handle yourself. But I mean, that's just scary. I mean, that's one of the craziest things I'd ever heard of out of anybody that I, am aware of or consider a friend or anything. I was just like, God, damn, that's
Yeah.
wild.
yeah,
I'm
and
waiting-
I know it happens to a lot of people, and I don't know why more people don't talk about it, or if the news is like suppressing it, or what. But I mean, I know it does happen to a lot of people. There's a lot of survivors out there of stuff like that.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like, especially in the South now. I mean, I'm sorry, I live up in the Northeast where we do not have open carry stuff. We do not have fuck around and find out laws. We got, you're carrying a gun, you're not a cop. You got a problem or something. You're a gangster. You're some kind of something's up with you. I mean, I look at guys down there in Texas. I see pictures of people on Facebook and I see these fucking scrawny ass goddamn hillbillies that can't hardly speak that are 6 foot tall, 110 pounds with 2 pistols and holsters on their hips outside carrying in full view
Mm-hmm.
with 37 magazines and a tack vest on walking around outside in public. And I'm like, to me, that just seems like you're advertising the fuck with me. Because I feel like even if you are allowed to carry open carry, I don't feel like you should advertise it. That's just me.
Yeah, I agree. I'm one of the few that agree with you.
Yeah, I think a lot of people are like, no, shit, put it on the hip. Let everybody know. Don't fuck around
Mm.
here. Like, go to a church and see 75 dudes sitting there, guys and girls with pistols on their hips.
Yeah, those are the guys that probably have zero training.
Mhm.
Have gotten no advice from professionals at all.
Yeah,
Live
they're
in their
wearing them.
mother's basement.
They're wearing them cross-hipped. I mean,
Yeah.
they got them facing the wrong way. They're like they got like bandoliers they're wearing around their. I don't know, but that is wild. I mean, I really wish that the internet wouldn't have fucked up on you halfway through because the
Yeah.
best part of this episode has been since you got back.
Yeah, I think we're
Um,
just gonna have to cut out a chunk.
I can't. And then the show's 20 minutes long. God damn.
Well, I can come back another day. I'm perfectly cool with that.
Oh no, we're doing this
We
one's
can
going
talk
out
about
on
some
Friday.
Viagra's and and shooting up some other night.
This one's going out on Friday for sure.
Right.
And I might edit it and I might not. We'll see. Because we still talked about wieners and same sex stuff on the anti. But we are well into the 1 hour, and that's when we end up wrapping this shit up. I'm amazed because your story made the show for real. I think it's smart as a person that does a podcast for me and Mike to let people know that if you want to get trained in defending yourself or carrying firearms or a concealed carry permit, you can do so online. There are many avenues to find out where you can go get trained. But I suggest if you want to carry a firearm, please get certified or trained by a professional school or a firearms instructor or somebody that's properly and is able to give you proper instruction. Because I'm all for it if you're properly trained. I still don't like the gunslinger hip shit they got going on. But how many states now are open carry like that? I know Texas is.
Oh, it's the majority of states. I believe it's like 27 states now are constitutional carry, so you can do pretty much whatever you want in those states.
Now, that's just wild to me. God damn.
It's 45 states.
45?
Open carry states are those that allow individuals to openly carry firearms in public places. Currently, there are 45 states in the U.S. and the District of Columbia that allow open carry of firearms in some form or another. 38 allow open carry without a permit, and 7 require a permit.
Without a permit?
Mm-hmm.
Like you don't have
Texas.
to you just register your gun, right? But that's it.
Yeah, the Second Amendment is the permit.
I get it. But you have to register your firearm, right?
No,
No?
no registration required.
So Mike, who I know for a fact has never been to a gun, maybe he's been to a hunter safety class, but Mike, you don't carry a concealed weapons permit or anything, right?
Correct.
So Mike could go to Walmart and buy a Glock 40 and load that shit up, put it on a holster on his hip, and carry it.
Yes, there is a background check involved, and some states require like so many days hold, 7 or 8 days hold.
When he purchases the gun.
Yes, when he purchases.
Now they are going to identify or let the state know, or somebody's going to find out. Mike Thizzlestick, Coward Stern over there, bought a firearm.
Well, all they really know is he did a background check
to purchase
something one. Because the form is a 4473. It's basically just a criminal background check.
Okay.
They don't write the serial number down or anything like that, or even what you're doing there.
God damn, boys. This is a whole new world I'm learning about. Shit. So everybody go out and buy your guns and start shooting.
It's America.
I'm kidding. Don't. I just said that for the show. Please.
Training.
Don't.
Hey,
Training.
Don't incite anything you don't mean to incite.
That's right. Don't incite this dick.
All those viewers in Nova Scotia are about to go crazy.
Wow. So I mean, I really think what I'm going to do is, if as long as Mike allows it, I think I'd love to have Bandit come back maybe next week for part 2.
Yeah.
Part 2 with the 9.75 Finger King. I'm the Boner King. He's the Finger King. Mike, what are you?
The Short King.
Okay. Nice. Nice. Anyway, so Bandit, we're going to sign off of here unless Mike has something else he'd like to talk about.
No, I think we're all good.
Okay, so we're going to sign off here. Don't leave yet, or don't hit any buttons. I'll take us out of the show, and then we'll chat for just a second. We'll make sure everything's uploaded. So anyway, yeah, guys. So thanks for joining us. I'm glad that Mike is back this week, and thanks to Bandit, Drunken Bandit, for joining us because I mean, I'm telling you, we'll get in next week. Join us again because we're going to get into why he's called the Drunken Bandit. We will talk about how he has a Mexican mail order bride. We will talk about his connections to the Mexican cartel, mainly the Sinaloas. We will also discuss a few more things that I've been wanting to hit up with the Bandito. So join us next time. We'll see you. Thanks for joining us each and every Monday night. We record at 9 p.m. on Eastern Standard Time on YouTube, and the audio releases each and every Friday. So check us out. We appreciate it. It's the Two Penny Podcast. So for Bandito, for Mr. Mike, and I'm Jay Jones, and we'll see you next time. Goodbye.
Arrivederci. Bang, bang.
Boom.